Hi guys, so in today's video we are going to be taking a look at 4 more hidden character abilities in Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville. Now, as the title of this video suggests, I have actually already done one video that looked at some secret abilities, and if you want to check that out, the link is in the description, or you can click the link in the top right hand corner. As usual, just before we begin, remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons if you enjoy the content on this channel and want to help it grow. Anyway, let's get started. The first hidden ability we are going to look at actually applies to 2 characters, and these are Sunflower and Scientist. So as we know, healers are insanely useful in Plants vs Zombies, and while they have a number of abilities that can heal teammates, they also can revive players much faster than any other character. However, both of these characters have another ability when it comes to reviving, which is that they can revive multiple teammates at once if they are in the same area. So when you revive a character, the purple or green circle will appear, and as long as the bodies are within the revive circle, they can all be revived. However, this is not as easy as just all characters in the circle getting revived when you just revive one teammate. You have to go up to the first player you want to revive and hold the revive button, it's E for me. Then whilst the first player is being revived, head over to the other body, press the revive button again, and you will start reviving them at the same time. The only thing I want to mention about this is that it's actually quite hard to do. It took me ages to get this footage, but it's definitely a great tip to know about. Also, I tried to see if this worked with other support characters, so Engineer and Rose, but it doesn't actually work for them. The second character we are going to be looking at is Engineer. As we know, Engineer is a support class who has a number of abilities that give buffs to members of your team. For example, if you stand inside the ring of his heavy helper, you get a damage boost. Engineer also has a number of passive abilities relating to his jackhammer. So the first one we should already know about, which is when you are on the jackhammer, so when you sprint, you are immune to Chomper's burrow ability. However, the jackhammer has an additional hidden ability. So as most of you would agree, probably one of the most annoying things in Battle for Neighborville, especially if you're playing on Turf Takeover, is the endless running you have to do just to get back into battle. This is where you can utilize Engineer's hidden ability. Now, this ability doesn't affect Engineer, but actually the other players on your team. So if Engineer is on his jackhammer and you decide to follow directly behind him where you see the little white trail, you are granted a small speed boost. So this ability definitely has added benefits to your team if you're playing Turf Takeover, but I think you'd need to have quite a lot of Engineers for this to be effective to get your team back to an objective quickly. Let's move on to hidden ability number 3, and this one is for Super Brains. So this one isn't technically a new ability, but is actually a combination of abilities that can be used to devastating effect. So the 2 abilities you can combine are Hyper Jump Thump and Super Ultra Ball. So for those of you who are unaware, in the last Battle for Neighborville patch, Super Brains had a bit of a nerf, and one of the abilities that was affected by this was Hyper Jump Thump, which now has less range and damage. So using these abilities in conjunction is even more beneficial than before. So for this to work, all you need to do is use Hyper Jump Thump, and just as you hit max height, you can activate Super Ultra Ball and fire it from above. This does mean you lose that damage you would have gotten from Hyper Jump Thump, but Super Ultra Ball does 75 damage, which is 35 points higher than what you get from the other ability. The only thing to be aware of is that you are exposed while in the air, so be mindful where you use this. Also, this combination of abilities works best when you are already elevated, giving you as much height as possible and more chance to catch enemies off guard. The final character we are going to look at is Kernel Corn. So currently this character does feel a bit weak, and I know many people in the community want Kernel Corn to get another buff. So one of Kernel Corn's abilities is Butter Beacon, and as the name suggests, this is an ability that works like a radar, allowing you to see enemies in a fairly large radius. So this ability actually has an additional effect that allows you to do more damage. It does actually say this on the character description, but I still feel not many people seem to know about it. As well as being able to see the zombie's location, any enemy caught inside the butter beacon's radius will take +1 extra damage if hit with the cover busters. So this is Kernel Corn's primary weapon. Now this might not sound like much, but when you take Kernel Corn's extremely fast fire rate into consideration, it actually makes quite a significant difference, if you can land your shots, that is. Just one thing to be aware of is Foot Soldier. If you watched my last hidden abilities video, you'll know that Foot Soldier's Stink Cloud ability can counter Butter Beacon, so be aware that not everyone will appear on Butter Beacon's radar when going in for extra damage. Anyway guys, that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your favourite hidden ability is in the comments below. Other than that, remember to subscribe and I shall see you in the next one. Okay, thanks guys, bye. Bye.